Good evening and welcome back. It's Ken Howland for Kitchen Clever. We've been watching a very special edition of the program. It's on a topic that's been of very serious interest to all of us. The topic is safety in the kitchen. For the first part of the program, we've been concentrating on the defensive uses of kitchen vegetables, but now I want to go into another part of the program. We're talking about the utensils in the kitchen that surround you every day, that can be used in a double capacity, both for fine dining and for personal protection. We have, for instance, the ice cream scoop. Now this is very good, particularly for short people. Swing low, sweet chariot. This is not a night you're going out for ice cream balls. You've got a bad situation, you want to make the best of it. Now, for instance, every well-appointed kitchen has a very nice set of steak knives. You've had the roommate bothering you for years, don't use these to cut the bread, it does the blade. Well, of course he's right, but there's no reason that they can't be used to shear off a little bit of rotting human flesh. Now, also, very fine two-tined BBQ fork. I've used these for years. Oftentimes for perforating bits of meat. You've got a nice cut, you're making some bœuf bourguignon, for instance. The perforations stay nice and even. But I had a phone call just last week from a friend in Madagascar. You get this baby handle up and you go for the foot. You go bang down straight over the metatarsals, and this man had his intruder nailed to the floor, couldn't move an inch. That's the point where basically you go for the marble rolling pin in the drawer that your aunt sent you from Texas, and bang off the head, and once again, job's done. You're the only one in the kitchen. You're surrounded by useful things. This, for instance, is the traditional iron frying pan. Now, this frying pan has been a boon companion to me for many years, in situations often worse than the ones we're even discussing here. These are very good for high temp, high intensity cooking. They deal very well with changes of temperature on a gas stove. You want to sear that surface, but you want to keep the juices in. But in other situations, if you can get both hands around the handle and aim high, you're going to get those muscles on the left arm almost straight out and give it a good melot right hand swing. And if you're lucky, you've got that head disconnected, just above the second vertebrae. You get that really satisfying snapping sound that once again lets you know, job done. And in this particular case, cleanup is so wonderfully easy. There's no perforations, no bodily fluids going into the tiles of the kitchen. You just bag that intruder up, you leave him out with the dustbin, and if you're really lucky, you can get dinner into the oven in time for when your husband comes home. So there's all sorts of useful things all around you. You want to keep these things in mind. Now, we have had a few phone calls that I want to address over the last few weeks about the possibility of perhaps cooking some of these people. No, absolutely not. For one thing, they're poisonous. They will kill you right out. But also the traditions that I was brought up in, British cuisine depends on getting the freshest cuts of meats, the very best. This is not Paris, where you can get the shank bone off of some long-dead second cousin and tart it up with a bit of Normandy sauce. Not a good thing, painful, poisonous, you just want to leave that right out. That's the final instruction for the evening. So once again, as always, I want to leave you with the good thoughts. Keep your veggies fresh, keep your doors and windows locked, and God help us all. So good night, see you again, God bless.